and I am going to tell you my Red and Beyond story, okay? It started when I was 23 years old, all right? And I just graduated from UC Irvine with a degree in social ecology. I had no idea what I was going to do after college. Anyway, imagine this. After a bachelor's degree, I got jobs as a telemarketer, food sampler in a market. What else did I do? Oh, sold fitness memberships, you know, and 24-hour fitness. And then Mary Kay came into my life because I registered to win a free facial. And I won! So she gave me a facial, and I bought some stuff, and she told me about the opportunity. Well, no, she didn't tell me right then. She took me to this tea, and then I started Mary Kay. And I didn't go to any training. I think I held one party for my mom. And I had nothing, being young, 23, I had nothing really to relate Mary Kay to as far as how great it was, right? I had really no experience to speak of. And so Mary Kay didn't work for me. Yeah. Well, anyway, I didn't take any responsibility, of course, for my failure. And then, 7 years later, my sister started Mary Kay. Oh, I felt so sorry for her. I thought she was doomed to fail if her big sister couldn't manage it. Well, she won cars, made friends, had all this fancy jewelry, and she was so happy all the time. You know, happy, happy, happy. And I was jealous. I really was. I didn't tell her, but anyway. I had gotten my MBA at that time, and I was assistant dean of students at a university, and I was enjoying it, but then I decided I wanted to stay home to raise my son. Anybody here like that idea? I loved that idea. I just thought that was the coolest thing. So my mom did, and I wanted to emulate her. So I quit the university to stay home and raise my son. And that's when my sister approached me about Mary Kay. She said, you know, you're staying home. You know, this would be something great to do part-time. And you know what I said? Absolutely not. I will never do Mary Kay, and please don't ever mention it again. I will buy your products at full price, but I will never become a Mary Kay consultant. And she never mentioned it to me again. Well, 2.5 years went by. 2.5 years. So you're thinking of some people maybe that you shared with, right? That put you off. I don't know if anybody could put you off as strongly as I did my sister, but anyway, so she didn't say a thing, and but I started to need something in my life. I needed more friends. So I was a stay-at-home mom. I needed something challenging, and I needed more money. So one day I just decided to change my mind. And I walked to my sister's apartment, and I knocked on the door, and she opened it, and I said, sign me up. She said, for what? And I said, for Mary Kay. Let's do this thing. Are you sure? She said. I said, yes, just get it done. Anyway, so I signed up for Mary Kay, and I went to training, and I actually did my perfect start, and I realized I had enough work experience to realize that this was I wouldn't say amazing. It was an opportunity, at least. You know what I mean? I was actually very skeptical when I started. You know, I told her I'd probably be her worst consultant that she's ever had, and not to push me. And anyway, so she didn't. Yeah, she's a great sister. So anyway, I started Mary Kay. I had my first party. She was a very good seller and made a lot of money at her sales and such. And my first party, I was so excited. It was with my neighbor across the street, Jerry Smith, and I had laid out basic skincare sets on the bed in anticipation of selling them all. And so I went to the party, and these women had means to purchase product, I knew, and such, and I sold a blush. And she didn't even want the compact to go with it. My second party, I was like, okay, I was disappointed, okay, on the first one. And then at the second party, I sold an eye cream for $12. The third party, there was 5 people in attendance. I was so excited. And I sold one basic. So it took me 3 months to finally, with practice, learn what it was that I needed to learn. And you know, that's how we learn, is by doing. So I just encourage you to do, because you will learn like I did. And of course, what I learned is a whole training in itself, and that's to not focus on myself, but to focus on the people. And once I learned that, then my sales just went skyrocketing. Okay, but the sharing part, because I was going to take you to Red and Beyond. Okay, the sharing part was even worse. Okay, I refused to share. I told my director, I am not going to share with anyone. Okay? She said, okay. And I didn't. I didn't share with anyone for 6 months. And then there was some sort of a function where the lucky hostess could, you know, it was like a hostess giveaway thing. And I had to bring a hostess. And her name was Marla McMeans. And so she sat by me, and it was like a fashion show thing. And she didn't win, but she turned to me at the end and she said, I think I'd like to do this. And I said, you would? Really? She was a corporate attorney, had a beautiful house in Del Mar overlooking the ocean, and I thought, where did this come from? And so anyway, it was the friendships, the camaraderie that she didn't have as a corporate attorney that she saw there. And so when I got my first recruit, it was really a joy. You know, some of you don't know yet. I would encourage you to find out, because it was a joy. And I found out that I didn't have to be perfect. I didn't have to train the person. I don't know why I thought I had to train the person. My director trained her, you know, so my adopted director, so that worked out just fine. And so when I got my first recruit, I just thought, wow, you know, it just kind of made me feel like setting a good example. And so I didn't know how to share the opportunity. Nobody had ever showed me. I've never seen anything like that really, except at a big event. And so once a month, my director would have a big event. It was like a fashion show in those days. And so at that time, I thought, well, this is kind of fun. I think I will look to maybe increase my team. And so that is how I shared the opportunity. Once a month, I would have guests, and I got into my red jacket. And I'll never forget, I looked good in red. No, I really did. And I felt great in red. I felt beautiful. I felt powerful. I felt loved. I felt like I could do anything. Do you Reds feel like that? It's like you get to that step and you walk into the meeting, and all of a sudden it's like, ooh, she has arrived. The red jacket. So, and it's really true. I mean, everybody's like, oh, do you know that, could you sign this for me? I mean, the red jacket, you know, it's just like so exciting. So then I still didn't know how to recruit on my own, so I continued after the red, because that was a great milestone. After the red, I continued to build my team, and my accident got on target for my car. And so, anyway, so I got on target for my car, and I still didn't know. I still was just, the lesson of what I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to know how, you just will figure it out. If you have a goal to, you know, share the opportunity, you figure out. But for me, I was just bringing people to events. Anyway, my third month of car production, because back then you had to take 4 months, my third month of car production, my director flew out from New Jersey to see, now old days, we had phones and we had long distance charges, okay? So we didn't talk that often. So anyway, she came out to see me. I was almost going to complete my car, and that's when she taught me how to share the opportunity. And I'll never forget being so scared, because she said, okay, if I come out, I'm going to show you how to share the opportunity. Now, mind you, I was in my 3rd month of car production, right? I was still like, whoa, how do you do that? You know, I had no idea. So she comes out, she goes, okay, so I want you to invite people to listen, and you say this. And I, oh my gosh. So I procrastinated and procrastinated until the day before she was going to come, and I had no one for her to talk to, and she was coming to California from New Jersey. Oh my gosh, I was freaking out, and I remember like practically crying. I was so scared to ask anybody to listen, and I was saying to my husband, no, I can't call, no. He's like, yes, you can do it. No, I can't do it. Oh, who should I call? No, I can't. You know, that it was, I mean, out loud, I was saying all this stuff. I was like freaking out. Oh, have any of you ever felt like that? Oh, it's scary. It's like, oh, finally, I made the first call. And she said yes. And you know, if you've been scared before and you get a yes, then you can't stop. So I was like, boop, 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 boop. Every single person said yes. It was great. And then I thought, when she showed me how to do an interview with these people, I'm like, that's all it was? So funny. Anyway, so I got my car. It's so crazy, because she's like, on the last day of car production, she's like, you can do it. And I'm thinking, you're not even doing it. Like, I'm the one that has to do it. You know, it sounds like, you can do it. No, but whatever. Anyway, I did it. So that was great. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. So then I had a conversation with her, and she said, okay, Kathy, now, next step is DIQ. And she explained it to me, and she said, I should go into DIQ. I had momentum, I had a good team, and I should go into DIQ. And I said, no, I really want to rest. I'm kind of tired. That was like hard to get the car. I mean, I did. I'm like, no, I think a pause would be good, you know. But she said, no, you really should go into DIQ. So I obeyed her, and I went into DIQ. Well, she said I should, and whenever you follow somebody's should, you usually don't complete it. That wasn't my decision, right? So I fell out of DIQ. Well, I had experienced a month of, a lot of attention, and I started to understand the increase in money when you become a director. So I thought, well, I think I should go into DIQ. I think I should. So I did, and I fell out again. Just because you think you should doesn't mean that you should. Well, pardon me, doesn't mean, maybe you should. But doesn't mean that you'll do it, okay? Doesn't mean that you'll cross the finish line, right? Okay, so, then I found my why, okay, my why. My why. What happened was some of my team members started to recruit other people. They didn't yet, but I could see the writing on the wall. Back then, you couldn't take your people with you. Now you can. Because that's why you're all going to build strong units, because you can build your reds before. Back then, I'm like, wait a second. No, going into DIQ, not going to lose anybody here, okay? That was my why. Do you think I made it? Absolutely, because I had my why. You see, now with the destination red and you building reds beneath you as a red, you're going to build such strong units. Because you know what? Once I put my heart over the line and became all in, my people started to recruit. And I was one of the top in the nation in production and total total unit recruits after failing twice. Isn't that interesting? Because my people started to build into Reds. And I'm sure I had at least 3, possibly 4 Reds by the time I finished. And I've never struggled for production, and neither should you. It's about building beneath. It's about taking people with you. And I'm so grateful that the company changed that so that now we can help our people build to Red Jacket before, and we can take them with us. So imagine with me your why. Does your why have to do with this cruise? Or a part of the cruise? Think about it. Okay, so what about the moment that you get to tell your husband that you did it? What will that be like? What will he look like? What will he sound like? How hard will he hug you? What about the flight over there to Miami, right? And you see a girlfriend or 2 when you get there, or 3 or more, or the whole bus is filled as you transport over, and you realize that you did it. That sense of accomplishment, that pride. What would that be like? What about when you get on board and you see everyone is Mary Kay, everyone's smiling, everybody's happy, everybody's friendly, like you can't go anywhere without somebody saying, hi! What about around the dinner table, like when you order all of the main courses, just so you can get a bite of each one? And can you imagine the giggling around the table? Can you imagine getting in your bathing suit, not feeling a bit embarrassed because everyone is in theirs? And you're going down the slides, things that you haven't done since you were a little girl. You're going down slides that go outside of the boat. Imagine karaokeing, and you've never done that before. You're just amazed at what you're doing, and these are lifelong memories that you will keep forever, you guys. What is your why? I bet you can find something about that cruise that will take you over the finish line and get you on board. Are you on board? Visualize it. You can do it.